Hi everyone, Sandy here. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a quick little project that I did. I made a 12 by 12 page layout out of the scraps that I had left over from my last design team project for Country Craft Creations. I'm using the leftovers from Simple Stories, Simple Vintage, Christmas Lodge. Made a real simple, fun little layout, and I hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. After I finished making my album for my design team project for Country Craft Creations, I had here some scraps, some ephemera, some of the layered stickers, just different embellishments left. And I thought, why don't I make a simple 12 by 12 page layout? And so I cut some of my pattern papers, the larger ones, down. And then I thought, well, I'm going to go online and I'm going to look for a page sketch. So I found this one here that I kind of liked. And I thought that looks really simple and it would allow for 3, possibly 4 photos if you needed to. But just if you're wanting to work with scraps, find a sketch that you can work with. It can be a challenge to pull your scraps together and make a layout, but once you do it, it's a lot of fun. So what I have here is a 12 by 12 piece of the black artisan cardstock and a 12 by 12 piece of the green My Colors. So the color doesn't show up as a real green here on my camera, but I cut this down to 11 3/4. And I'm going to put that here on the black. And then I cut down a piece of white artisan cardstock to about 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 to make a square. So that's going to be the square there for the smaller squares that I'm going to use for my layout. And so I'm going to leave it wider at the top, a little more narrow on the side, and a little bit bigger there at the bottom. Then I cut a strip from a scrap that is 12 inches, and I will end up cutting it down to 11 3/4 in length. But this one is 1 inch wide, and I really like this floral piece side, so I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to mat that down onto some white. So I cut a piece of white that's also 12, but will be cut down to 11 3/4, and here's 1.25 inches in width on that. So that's going to go there on the left with the pattern on top. So I'm just laying out, kind of looking at my sketch that I found. It doesn't have to be exactly like the sketch, but the sketch gives you a good idea of what you might want to do. And so then I cut out these squares. These are 4 by 4 in the pattern papers. So I'm going to lay these out. I think I will use these 3 prints that match the long strip. And then I cut out a black and white check that's also 4 by 4. And then on top of that, I'm going to put a cut apart that I trimmed down, and it is 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. And then the white mats are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So those are going to go on top of the print there. If you don't need 3 photos, then you could leave one off if you needed to get that. So this is what the sketch looks like again. Whoops. Okay, there it is. That one there on the top. So I'm just using the 4 squares and then that one strip, and I like how that looks. So I'm going to go ahead now and glue these all down and come back and show you what I've done. I have everything glued down, and I took the 'Tis the Season and glued that at the top and used a little chipboard sticker that says Christmas. And then down here at the bottom, I put Santa Claus that says ho, ho, ho. And that is one of the layered stickers. So I really like how it turned out. I set mine up for 3 photos. I stamped the place 3 by 3 photos here so that I can see what needs to be added in. If you wanted to do a double layout, you could make one and reverse it, kind of like mirror it on the other side. I'm just going to do the one here and probably take the rest of my scraps and make a tag for my third project using this collection. Make a tag for winter to see how to use that. But anyway, I love how this turned out with the border there and the black and red colors on the green. So it turned out really pretty. So I hope you enjoyed it. Take your scraps, papers, make you some 12 by 12 layouts for your photos, and have a great time. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and shop at countrycraftcreations.com. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. You might also enjoy these videos that can be found on my channel, or just click on the icons below.